morning, students. Hearty welcome to Adarsh Vidyalaya Matriculation Online Class. Class 8. Subject Science. Unit 2. Forces and Pressure. Today we are going to see the topic friction. Before that, let's see what is force. Force is a push or pull. We know that forces are classified into two types, contact force and non-contact force. Now we are going to study one of the contact force, that is friction. What is friction? To stop a moving object, a force must act in the opposite direction to the direction of the motion. That is, to stop a moving object, a force must act to oppose that movement. That force is called as frictional force. Let us understand the concept through an example. Look into the following diagram. If you push your book across your desk, the book will move. The force of the push that moves the book. So as the book slides across the desk, it slows down and stops moving, which is indicated by small f. So the force that opposes the motion of the object is called friction, whereas the force that makes the book to move is indicated by capital F. Whereas the force that opposes the motion of the object is small f. Let us define friction. Friction is a force that acts in an opposite direction to movement. It holds back the movement of a sliding object. You all find friction everywhere the objects come into contact with each other. For example, if you are driving a car and you need to stop a car at a stop sign, what will you do? You will apply a brake. That will slows down the movement. So this is because that there is a friction between the brake and the wheels. Next, let us do an activity and understand the concept of friction. Let me give you 2 seconds. Move on to your kitchen and take a tumbler, glass. It is easy to hold a tumbler due to friction between the surface of your palm and the tumbler. But if you apply a oil in your palm and hold the tumbler, the contact force between the fingers and the tumblers is reduced, and so that the friction is reduced, and it is very difficult to hold it with an oily hand. Therefore, the friction also depend upon the surface of the object where it is. So, if you hold the tumbler with your palm, it will hold with the friction. There will be some gripness. Whereas if you apply the oil in your hand and if you hold the tumbler, the gripness is reduced. That is, the friction gets reduced. Now, let us go through another example which is in your textbook. Ram is a good student, but sometimes he does not care about the cleanliness of his surroundings. Once he got bananas from his mother. After eating them, he just threw the peels of the banana on the path of his house. When his brother crossed the path, unknowingly he kept his leg on them. He fell down with a scream. Ram rushed out and helped him. This incident occurred because of his negligence. He realized this mistake. He took the peels of the banana and put them in the dustbin. He then asked himself how the peels of the banana had made his brother slide over the path. Could you help him? Think for a second. Reason. Ram's brother falls down due to the lack of the friction between his feet and banana. If there wasn't sufficient friction between his feet and banana peels, Ram's brother would not fall down. Now, we understood that frictional force or friction arises when two or more bodies in contact move or tend to move relative to each other. And we know that it acts always in the opposite direction of the moving body. That is, if the object moves from north to south, the there is some force which makes the object to move. That force pushes the object to move from north to south, whereas the frictional force which acts opposite to that force which against the motion will be in the direction of south to north. That is what here is, it acts always in the opposite direction of the moving body. This force is produced due to the geometrical dissimilarity of the surfaces of the body which are in relative motion. Now, effects of friction. Friction can produce the following effects. We all know what does this friction do? It opposes the motion. It causes wear and tear of surfaces in contact. Because of this opposition to the motion, it will always create some wear and tear. It damages that surfaces in contact. Then, because of that motion and opposition, there produces some heat. So these are the effects of the friction. Now let us see what are the types of friction. There are two types of friction. Frictions are of two types, that is static friction and kinetic friction. Look into the diagram. First, static friction. There will be no motion. That is, this friction arises when there is no motion. That is, when the object is at rest. You can see the force which is indicated by red line shows that it is the force. And that blue line is defined by static friction. So, the static friction acts against the direction of the force. That is the static. Whereas sliding and rolling friction is also the friction that moves against the force. Now, static friction. The friction experienced by the bodies which are at rest is called static friction. Example, all the objects rigidly placed to be at rest on earth. That is, all the objects which are at rest, which are at no motion, or the example. Another one, a knot in a thread. If you put a knot in the thread, it will be at rest. It will not move anywhere after that. Then it is a force between two surfaces that prevents those surfaces from sliding or slipping across each other. This is the same force that makes you to move forward when you run by moving your gripped foot forward and making the ground to help it, which causes the ground to push forward on your foot. We call this grippy type of friction as static friction. So, look into the following picture. Parking your car on the steep hills of San Francisco is scary, and it would be impossible without this force of static friction. Yes, think of a second. So, unless there is a static friction, such a scary one also is impossible. Now, kinetic friction. Friction existing during the motion of the bodies is called kinetic friction. It always opposes the sliding motion and it tries to reduce the speed at which surfaces slide across each other. That is, we saw that the friction that exists when no motion is called static, whereas during the motion of the body is called as kinetic. This also opposes the sliding motion and it will tries to reduce the speed of the surfaces which tries to slide across each other. And we have seen an example before that we are trying to push the book across the desk, and initially the force acts and that motion is opposed by the friction. We have seen by an illustration. The same, the force that acts over there is frictional force, and the type of frictional force acts is kinetic frictional force. Now, another example. If you park on a hill that is too steep and you are being pushed backward by a wrestler, you are probably going to start sliding. For these two things, that is for parking on a hill, or if you are being pushed backward by a wrestler, for both the cases you will be starting to slide over each other. So there will be frictional force between the surfaces which tries to, that is, the two surfaces sliding past each other, there can still be a frictional force between those surfaces. Such a sliding friction is called kinetic frictional force. Now again, this kinetic friction can be further classified into two types: sliding friction and rolling friction. Sliding friction: when the body slides over the surface of the another body, the friction acting between the surfaces in contact is called sliding. That is, when one body slides over the surface of another body, there exists some friction between those sliding objects. That is called sliding friction. Whereas rolling friction, when a body rolls over the another surface, the friction acting between the surface in contact is called rolling friction. So when a surface of one body rolls over the surface of the another body, rolls, there exists some friction between them. Such a friction is called rolling friction. Now rolling friction is always less than the sliding friction. There will not be such gripness between in and rolling friction than the sliding friction. There will be less friction in rolling friction in compared to sliding friction. That is why wheels are provided in vehicles, trolleys and suitcase. So such rolling ones are applied in vehicle, trolley and suitcases because of that less friction. Now let us move to an activity. Now just take a book and place it on a desk, and if you push a book in that rough surface, will you find it difficult to move it? Just do an activity. Now another thing, keep some cylindrical pencil under that book. Again push it. It is easy to move it. Okay. When you push a book on the rough surface, it is difficult to push it. Whereas if the pencils are placed under the book and if you push it, it is easy to move the book. Why? When you push the book, the pencils roll in the direction of the applied force. So it prevents the contact of the book with the rough surface. Rolling pencils offer the least amount of friction, as we have seen in the rolling friction concept. So it is easy to displace the book in comparison with the sliding one which is on the table. So this activity explains you the concept between sliding friction and rolling friction. So when simply you place a book on the desk, it is a sliding friction that acts, whereas if the rolling cylindrical pencil which is placed underneath the book, if you push the book now, there arises an rolling friction which makes the book to move. This method is often used in moving heavy wood from one place to another place. So this is one application, that is, you can move the heavy wood from one place to another using this rolling friction concept. Now I have brought another activity for you. Let us see 5 questions and I will give you 2 minutes time to work on this. That is, you have to identify whether it is static frictional force or kinetic frictional force used. First one, a car slows gently to a stop. Identify whether it is static or kinetic. Second, a car slams on the brake and skids to a stop. Third, a car accelerates gently to a higher speed. Fourth, a car floors it and peels out of a stoplight. Fifth, a car takes a turn gently. Think of and write the answer. This is the correct answer. The static force acts for a car to slow down and to accelerate gently to a higher speed and to turn gently, whereas it is the kinetic force that acts to make a brake and skid it to a stop, and it floors it and peels out of a stoplight. Let us see. If a car tires are working the way they should, that is, it is rolling without slipping, it's the grippy force of static friction that is acting on the tire. So, if it is rolling without slipping, it is because of static friction. The force of static friction between the tire and the ground is what allows car to speed up, slow down, turn safely and gently. To speed up, the tire starts spinning faster and grip the road using the force of static friction. It makes to move forward. Similarly, if the tire starts spinning too quickly, that is, it is flooring it, or stops spinning too quickly, that is, slams on the brake, there will be skidding. Such a thing happens due to the kinetic friction acts over there. So people often find it strange to think that a moving car tire can have static friction acting on it. So learners, you often erroneously, by mistakenly, you think that static friction means that the object can't be moving. But it is not so. Static friction just implies that two surfaces are not slipping or sliding or skidding past each other, not that objects have no motion. For the case of car tire, the bottom of the tire that is in contact with the street is momentarily at rest with respect to the street, since it is not slipping. The rest of the tire rotates around the point of contact. The point in contact keeps changing as the tire continues to roll forward. Now, factors affecting the friction. These are the factors that affect friction, depending upon the nature of the surface, weight of the body and the area of the contact. We have came across all these factors. Now, let us revise the concept. Friction is nothing but it is a force between the two surfaces that are sliding or trying to slide across each other. We have saw many examples. If you try to push a book along the floor, friction makes this difficult. And if any other object, contact object is placed, it is easier to move the book. Friction, it always works in the direction opposite to the direction in which the object is moving or trying to move. That is, we have summarized that friction, it always moves opposite to the direction of the motion. And also, the amount of the friction depends upon the materials and the weight of the body and the area of the contact. And also, it creates some effect, that is, the rougher the surface, the more the friction is produced. And also, it produces heat. You can also experience through an activity by just rubbing your hand together quickly. You will get warmer. You will get it warmer. This is because the heat produced because of that sliding hands. So friction, it can be also an useful force because it prevents our shoes slipping on the pavement when we walk and stop car tires skidding on the road. So it helps us to walk smoothly. It helps us to drive safely. So when you walk, friction is caused between the tread on shoes and ground. I hope all have understood the concept of friction and its types. Thank you.